Well, hi, I'm Andrea. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of West Florida, and I am introducing Rhea. She's a wonderful girl. I learned so much from her. We had a really, really good time. We connected a lot because we both have pets and we love our pets. And I am really excited to show you our work. And I don't know, I have a lot of wonderful things to say about Rhea, and she was really one of my best mentees so far. And thank you, Rhea, for everything. And go ahead and present our project.
Okay, so thank you. So this is my mentor, Andrea Martin. She goes to the University of West Florida. She's a PhD candidate in computer science. She's working in AI, and she's originally from Bogota, Colombia, but now she lives in New Orleans. And in her free time, she takes care of her pets and she fosters kittens. So right now she has 1 dog and 2 cats. So those are her hobbies. Okay, so my project is an app in which people can upload a picture of their dog, and then an algorithm will predict the type of dog in the picture. So it's called Find Your Pet. We wanted to maximize creativity, and it's a mobile application. So we chose this because I wanted to learn some AI, which, like I said, my mentor studies. Plus, we have a shared love for dogs. Like that's one of the things we bonded on. So that's what we chose. So the technology I learned about pixels and how computers store them, and then also RGB and how that plays into how the computers store pixels. And we learned about the nearest neighbor algorithm. So basically, that's just how many other pieces of data are closest to it. So that's how it classifies the data, and how machine learning works. So like in this example, the picture, you'll give it pictures of dogs and cats and say this one's a cat or this one's a dog, and then the machine will learn which ones are cats and which ones are dogs, and then it'll sort them. So we coded the function in Python, and we used the Python libraries pandas and scikit-learn, and we coded it in Colab, which you can run the code virtually. So we coded it in Python. We used Colab to write it. And then we also, for the iOS app, we did the same kind of thing, but we wrote it in Swift, and then we used Xcode, which is in which like you can code iOS apps, but we wrote it in Swift. So far we created the functions that resize pictures and convert them into an array of numbers that represent the pixels. So the computer will know will have them all similar. And we also created a classifier that classifies if the picture is a cat or not. And that was like for practice, just to get introduced to how machine learning works and how the project will work. And we found a data set with images of 120 breeds of dogs. So we did pretty much the whole project working with 2 breeds, Beagles and German Shepherds. So because she has a Beagle and I have a German Shepherd. So that's where we got our data. We also made an iOS mobile app on Xcode, and we coded it in Swift, and we designed it and everything. And then we also integrated the machine learning model with the app so they can both run together, and we just combined the 2. And future work, I'd say adding more types of dogs to the model. Andrea, she showed me how to do this, so I can do it in the future. So far we've added boxers, a boxer and a Pomeranian. And so maybe in the future we could add a lot more. So my magical experience. Some of the highlights, one of them was learning how to work on a project related to computer science, because I'd never really done that before, not like a big project, like a proper project. And it was really helpful to have a one-on-one mentor, because I could directly ask her questions instead of just being in a class or like learning on the website. So that was really helpful. And I also learned the importance of data and having good examples for the computer to learn on, because we like waiting for all of that data to load, but then we realized how helpful it was to have all of the examples so the computer could learn it. So I think in the end we got about 86% accuracy because we had so many examples. So some of the lessons I learned, one of them was to think about every aspect of the plan before starting the project, because our original idea was very complicated. It was like when you lose your dog and then you run the function, and it'll match it with other dogs. And we also tried that with kids, but we realized you can't put pictures of kids on the internet. And so that was something you had to think about every aspect of the plan, because if we thought about that, but if we started the project before, it would have been a lot harder, like realizing it on the way. Another lesson learned was not to give up when it gets frustrating, because there were many times where the code didn't work, and just learning that you don't need to know every single part of coding because there's a lot out there, but you need to know where to get it, and you need to know where the resources are. So you don't have to just give up. You can find resources. Some of the challenges we had, Xcode, where we coded the iOS app, it doesn't let you code in an old version of a MacBook, and I have an old version of MacBook, so we had to use my mom's computer, and that was kind of difficult using two computers, because we did most stuff on my computer, but then we had to transfer the data to my mom's computer, so that was some of the challenges. Okay, so my demo, like we said, it's a mobile app that predicts if a picture is a beagle or a German Shepherd. So going from left to right is like the steps of the app. So first is the app icon, and we made that on Canva, like we designed it. We just called it Magic Dog app. And then there's the launch screen, where it's the few seconds of the screen in which you'll see before the app opens. And then it's the main screen, where it showed a picture of a dog and a German Shepherd, just in case you didn't know which ones they are. And then it'll tell you to select a picture. So when you press on select a picture, it'll bring you to your photo library and show you all the photos. So if you select the one you just took, and so on the last two, it's a German Shepherd and a Beagle, so I'll tell you it's a German Shepherd and a Beagle. Lots of exclamation points because it's very exciting. Right. So here is a video on behind the scenes and stuff. So here is Xcode, the place where we coded it on, and here's where we coded the launch screen. So basically we just designed the launch screen and the main screen are where you can design it, and this is the launch screen. So now the main dot storyboard, which is where the main screen is. This is where the main design thing comes in. Yeah, we put in the picture and we had to create orders. And so here's where we did the view controller.swift, which is basically where you just code the whole thing. We coded it in Swift, so this is where we made the functions for the buttons, and also where we added in our function for the application, for the deciding which one it is. So when you run it, it'll okay, so run it and you'll get the main screen. It doesn't show you the launch screen right now because we already opened it, but here you can go and it'll take you to photos. You select one, it's a German Shepherd, and it'll tell you it's a German Shepherd. And if you select one, it's a Beagle, it'll tell you it's a Beagle. I guess you could say it works like magic. Okay, so that's our app. Oh, thank you.